Dave forced to settle for a point right at the very end? Just, I suppose, give us your assessment on the game today.
Players decided to settle for a point at half time. 20 minutes, nowhere near it. 25 minutes. Game should have been won by half time. Probably should have been 4 up. But probably could have been 2 down in the first 25 minutes. And then second half, I don't mind. Listen, I'll tell it how it is. Not telling you anything different. I told the players. They've decided to go out and do what they wanted to do in the game. And if that's the case, that the wrong football club, under the wrong manager. Because I'm not having what I watched for 45 minutes. They've forced us to make changes and not play to the strengths of our players. Without it sound the wrong way, they gave up at half time. They gave up. They thought they could see it through. Gave up playing. Gave up trying to be a threat. And you can say got what we deserved. I'm not sure we deserved the point, to be honest. But we'll take it because based on 70 minutes of that game, we didn't deserve anything from it. But based on 20 minutes, we should have won it.
Why do you think that is, though? Because it's obviously not the message that they're getting from you at half time.
Because it's a negative mentality of players that maybe explains why some are here and haven't been as successful in their careers that they maybe should have been and haven't won. And that won't happen again. So make it be very, very clear about it. That will not happen.
Strange first half, I suppose, as you touched on there. You could have been a couple of goals down early on, but by half time, really, the game should have been out of sight with the chances that you had.
Yeah. Again, you set up and go through different things based on what Leyton already done. They tweaked it a little bit with personnel and I'll say caused us an issue. I suppose gave us a bit of a surprise. But even within them moments, we weren't disciplined enough. If teams do something different against you, in my eyes, just defend properly. Just be the right side of the ball. Don't try and cheat and nip in front of people when you don't need to. And then any uncertainty came or soon passed into a little bit of concern and then panic because we didn't do ourselves any justice. We then got a foothold, score completely against the run of play, which means they then changed their shape to what they've been in the past 2 or 3 games. We then dominated the next 15 minutes, obviously scored again and probably, well, not probably, we should definitely have scored another 2. You then at half time, you expect the reaction, but we still wanted to remain positive. Knew that defensively we might come under the cosh, but in possession we didn't try and we didn't even make an attempt to sort of play our game, which that then is like what's the point having the players on the pitch that we've got on the pitch? Because with the personnel we had out there, we're not suited to being a sat-in deep block defensive team. Pointless. Again, our strengths are wing backs as a drive forward. Ollie Norwood, again, you'd have him on the ball all day. If you're off the ball, not as much. Threats at the top end of the pitch. You need the ball high, wide, crosses coming in. Well, crosses aren't going to come in if your back line is parked on your penalty area. So that's something that we need to be better at. You want subs then to change the game. Didn't change the game. Be worse in the game if anything. So listen, I'll take that. No problem at all. As you can tell, I'm disappointed. I'm angry because we've not been great at the start of the season, and we've got ourselves a good points total from not being great. We've just thrown points away there by our own doing.
Forced into an early change as well, Campsey coming off. Just tell us a little bit about that change. Obviously you have to bring Nathan on, tweak your shape a little bit, but goes on and gets a goal.
Yeah, tweak our shape a little bit based around what the game looked like. Hence why the change we make further down the line. Probably not our ideal shape to deal with what we were going to have to deal with in terms of Leyton Orient, but Nathan does what he does. First time we keep the ball. Jack looks after the ball, comes across the pitch, finds Corey, a great cross and a great header from Nathan. Puts us in a good position. Obviously then we backed out with another brilliant ball in from Ollie and a great header from Joseph, and we then keeper makes a really good save from a corner. Jack has another chance. We have other situations, and probably at that point Leyton Orient are desperate to get to half time, and we want the half to carry on. you expect that teams will get a rifle in. That's what I'd be doing if I was sat in their dressing room. So they're always going to come out and have a go, have more of a go second half. We spoke about being on the front foot and being aggressive at how we go about it, and us having control of the game and going and getting a third goal. I may as well have spoken to myself, because if anyone thinks that's what happened, or anyone tells me different than that's what happened, then good luck with that. I would suggest what would have sounded like happened was I told the players to not bother about the ball, just sit in as a deep block, not go and play, just lamp it forward and try and defend for 52 minutes. Well, they did try that and didn't do it very successfully.
And I guess the frustration is that the warning signs have been there previously in terms of, I suppose, the way you finished the game at Wycombe last week and had to grind out a result there. That I suppose if you keep doing that, it's gonna come back to bite you.
We'll achieve nothing this season based on what we've been in the first 3 games, and again, nothing different than I've told the players. That's nowhere near good enough, and that's mentality. That's not ability. That's mentality. If you're going to sit and do that, I have no issue with the team sitting and defending deep. No problem at all. And I said at half time, if you're not working hard vertically up and down the pitch, then you should be absolutely screaming, working horizontally across the pitch. We did neither. The back 5, the back line were too deep. The back 3, we were defending 5v5 at times, which again is something that we'll do at this club. We'll do with me as manager. Others might not, but that's what we've always told the players, that they've not been told something different than when they were brought to the club. So you best be able to defend 1v1. We are going to play. We'll get the best out of our players. We think. And they need to take that on board. Again, if we're going to sit in a block, like I say, at times you might need to do that at parts in games. We didn't do anything. Back line too deep, massive spaces. People didn't defend well 1v1. Didn't stop crosses. Didn't stop balls in behind. Got done in our inside shoulders again. Like I say, we're lucky at the end to get a point. Be very clear.
Just coming back to Campsey very briefly, his injury in the first half, how is he?
It looks like a bit of a tweak of an adductor. It looked like more like a tackle. We thought it was a dead leg, but maybe tweaked the adductor. So we'll have to see how he is. I would suggest that based on the turnaround between now and Tuesday, it will be no good. But no doubt we'll get him scanned and see what that says.
Obviously, with no Lewis Bate at the minute, it maybe leaves you a little bit light in those midfield areas. Is that something you'd want to address in the transfer market?
No, we've got midfield players here at the football club. Odin wasn't involved today. Lewis Fiorini wasn't involved today. They've got to take their opportunities if they come about. Like I say, between now and the end of the window, based on what I've seen today, there are more concerns than what a midfield looks like. So, based on that, we probably need 6 players in the window between now and August, because I'm not going to sit whatever and watch what I've just watched in the second half there. That's nowhere near good enough. You don't want to be as knee-jerk as that, obviously. We look at, like I say, the position we're in now with the threats that we have from the bench. Probably didn't have or don't have enough maybe to shore things up, and we need to maybe look at that. But that's giving the players an excuse that they don't deserve, because I'm doing them a disservice by saying they can't do what's needed. You need to work hard and organise and communicate and be aggressive, and we weren't any of those things.
I guess back-to-back home games now is the ideal opportunity. It's what you want to be able to go and right those wrongs, I suppose, now.
Every game's an opportunity. We're 2-0 up here at half time with an opportunity to be 9 from 9. And you credit the other teams in terms of what they do, but we've rolled over there completely. It doesn't matter if you're at home or away from home. If we produce what we have in the second half today, we'll lose both games at home. That's not speaking out the ordinary or making throwaway comments. That'll be the case. It's nowhere near good enough. Nowhere near good enough to be a team that wants to be competing at the top end of League One. What I've just watched in the second 45 minutes.
Appreciate your time, Dave. Thank you.
Welcome. Cheers. Thank you.